Hey, drama. I wanted to do a little bit about lights. So that was something that we never really got to cover during our time together on our people outside of acting, because it's kind of hard to teach. We don't have a really great way to access the lights in the black box. So I just kind of wanted to give you some ideas of how they work. Um, so for the most part, we have what are called Fresnels, and these spotlights within our black box. We do have a few cycloramas, which are kind of like these border lights, and we do have a couple of PAR or PAR cans or PAR cans, and we do have weirdly a lot of gobos, but not a lot of places to put them. So let's just start with a Fresnel. So a Fresnel is a soft edge spotlight. I'm just going to read it to you. That allows for a variable beam spread from spot to flood, meaning you can make it really like tight, like you only want it right here, or you can it can go kind of out. Um, and You can put, if you see these little rings right here, you can put color in front of them. You can put these gels so that it creates different colors. For instance, right now we have a bunch of Fresnels on the back wall that have red in them for the upcoming play. So we can have like danger. Um, the reflector spotlights, this is what is probably the best. We use these. You can see there's these little things on the side, and those help you. So it comes out and it's like a big circle, and then those help you like shut off the circle in different ways, so that you can only get light where you would like it. For instance, like at the front of the stage, you can make a very clear line of like what is lit and is on the stage, and then what is in the darkness is in the audience, and that's what you use those for. You can also add colors to these. In fact, you should add colors to these. And I think I have a better graphic of that in just a second. We don't have any automated moving lights. However, you totally would if you were in a larger theater. This especially is becoming really popular with technology, is to have, um, for instance, at Frozen, when I saw Frozen on Broadway, they did snowflakes everywhere. They also did the ice castle was all lights. Um, Gobos are basically things that you put in front that go between. They go between the light and whatever you're projecting, and they can make it's like leaf patterns, so that the light comes out as a leaf pattern or a brick pattern, so that you can kind of create a story with light. So this is kind of the low tech version of some of these. Um, what is cool about these is that they can have an actor is wearing something that will keep the light on them, so that if they move around, or it'll be right on their hand or their glove, and so there's not someone who's necessarily um, moving the light around. I wish I could take you guys to Federal Way High School where you can get up in the catwalk and actually see how these lights work. We unfortunately have to get up on a very tall ladder. Um, so let me show you. Let me pop back over here and show you some other things about light. So when you have lights, you want to make sure that you have lights coming. I'm pointing at it, like you guys can see what I'm pointing at. You guys that you have light coming from two directions. Um, that way, otherwise, if you just have light coming from one direction, kind of like I have with the window that's over here right now, is you get this side will get a lot of light, but this side will be in shadow. So you need light coming from both directions. Um, in theater, unfortunately, theater lights are often made for people with lighter skin, like white skin. So you do have to be careful about playing with the lights and making sure that people don't look unnatural. Um, so one of the things you can do, and it doesn't really explain here, um, but is you can use those gels. So we use generally like a lilac and kind of a amber, and those help to send. You use one on one side and one on the other side, and they send the color so that it kind of corrects. and doesn't totally wash out a white person, but it also doesn't make someone with darker skin look green, which might happen if you didn't have those colored gels in there. It might look a little off. One thing that you want to make sure of when you are doing light design is that there aren't random places in the stage where all of a sudden you're in light, and you're light, and you're in shadow, you're in light, you're in light, you're in light, you're in shadow. So it takes a lot of time to actually place lights up and get them to fully make sure that we kind of have this cross action and not just a spot in the front. But that's one of the reasons why people have basic stage makeup. And for those of you who did the makeup unit, that's something you guys already probably know about. But for those of you who didn't do it, you know that makeup's a thing, but stage makeup happens because these lights do wash you out. So very strong eye makeup, stronger makeup than you would normally have. One, it has to be seen from far away, but two, because the lights kind of wash you out. And so to get that definition, it's very interesting if you go see a play and you see the actors afterwards and they haven't taken off their makeup, you're like, whoa, that's a lot of makeup. But it doesn't seem like that when you're watching them on the stage because they are a little bit washed out, but also they're far away. And as lighting technology has gotten better, that's become less necessary. I mean, they used to be lit by fire. So it's technology at its finest, right? So let me see if I can have more about good light guide for you. So here is kind of what the insides look like. This is a Fresnel, and this is kind of the larger one. So when we get back to school, you can see it. And what they are is they're connected with C-clamps, and they also have safety lines. So ours will have a safety connector so that if for some reason the C-clamp goes, the safety connector will make sure that doesn't fall on any of the actors or the audience. And you have the ability to kind of twist it this way and up and down. And then this is kind of how the light is here, comes out there. These lights get so hot, you have to use gloves when you use them or you will burn yourself. So here we have that little frame that I was talking about earlier that you can slide in those gels for color. Here is one of those larger ones. It's just a little bit bigger. So here are those shutters that I was talking about, how they go in or out. What's interesting is this top one will actually do the bottom of the light. So you kind of are going different. It's the aperture. If you do photography at all, you'll know that phrase. It's just like the amount of space that light is getting through. But that's kind of the inner workings of lights. Let me see if I can find you another picture here so I can kind of already went over those. So that's kind of the basics of lighting. If you are interested in learning more, let me know, you guys, and I will put together a video. All right, see you in a little.